Hey guys, good morning. Eddie and I just got back from our walk. I had made a couple of videos on the walk, but there were lots of people and lots of dogs and lots of traffic, so I wasn't happy with it. So I'm back with another, now that I'm sitting here in my yard where it's peaceful, and the noise that you hear across the way from the teen center is one of happy noise. People playing tennis, basketball, and whatever else they're doing. It's happy sounds. People that are being active. And that squirrel is making noise in there, up in the tree. And I put peanuts out for him right now. But I think because Eddie's out here, he's afraid to come down. He'll come down. What is my video about today? Kind of gave y'all a double dose yesterday. I want to tell you something. Nothing will stop joy and happiness. No matter what happens, it's going to prevail. Joy is the way, and love is the language. As I've told you, there's many types of love. Universal love and romantic love. And the universal love is one that we're all born with. We have that capability of caring for each other. And it's there. And it's, imagine a sidewalk that has been cut into the road and paved through. Suddenly, there are little weeds, dandelions, grass that manage to find their way through. That's happiness. That's light. That is divine. And nothing is going to stop that. You guys, the world is full of from what I've seen lately, I don't make a habit of going on social media, but being that I am on YouTube, and another thing, let me just cut from what I was going to say. There's a lot of people that I follow who have the yearly passes to Disneyland, and they give you their view as they weave their way through the park, and they show you, they take you through Disneyland. So I've been ending my days. There's about 4 people that I follow. And just to let you all know, I used to work for Disneyland. My rides were Haunted Mansion, Splash Mountain, and Pirates. And it is a happy place, but it is different when you work there. So, just like anything else. But I want to say, what was my point of saying that? Being on YouTube and following the chaos. And if I don't see it, it's definitely something that I feel. And I just want to say to you, nothing can stop your joy but you. And so there's a lot of happiness haters out there. And they're not going to win. Because as long as you keep showing up, as long as you keep shining the light of who you are, there's nothing they can do. No matter what, you're going to drown them out. Because what does the light do? It exposes the darkness. Allow these happiness haters to be who they are and send them away with love. Because guess what? They can't help themselves. It's like nobody is going to watch you more than someone who just, they say they hate you, but they really like you. They love you. They're your biggest fan. That's why they keep watching. So let me tell you something. Give them something to watch. Speak something that they're going to learn something from. Because you stop yourself. You can allow nasty people to win. Or you can just pave your way right through it. And that's what I'm doing. Keep on keeping on, as we used to say in the 70s. Keep on trucking. You keep shining your light because you have God on your side. You have God on your side. God's on their side too. They just have to be strong enough to turn around and say, would you help me too? God's not turning his back on them. No, they think that because they choose to think that. They're choosing to think they're less than. They're choosing to put themselves in that poor, pitiful, hateful me state. Because it feels better. It's their comfort zone. It's what they're used to. But just as they have chosen that, and you have chosen the lighter side, for me, I choose the happiness and I choose the light. And I choose to see the better side of life. Today, Eddie and I were walking across the bridge in my little town. And last year, it wasn't like this. Last year, we had people in our community. I mean, even I go out because my friend Caleb inspired me to go out with my trash bag every time I go out and I pick up trash. Because we all have that ability. You can do it or you don't. I mean, whichever. There's faith and fear. You can do whichever one you want to do, you know. It's up to you. It's your choice. Anyway, so last year, a group of people from the city got together and cleaned up the creek bed. Because as I've told you guys before, and I think it's true everywhere now, there is a huge homeless population in my town. And they all congregate in this area in and around the bridge. There was a lady one time who actually set her cart up right in the middle of the bridge and put a blanket over her head and proceeded to sit there for the day. And I thought to myself, really? Because she's trying to get someone's attention. Because trust me, guys, we all are connected. We all live together. It's not one person's responsibility to take care of that woman or these people, but all of us. And if we all did something, if we all gave of ourselves. But this morning, this man that I passed who lives down the street from me, he turned around and he looked at me, and I decided to say hello because he stopped. And we both peered over the bridge together and looked over the side. And you guys, there were like 5 shopping carts down in the creek water. And last year I saw ducks in that water. There are no ducks today because there's no room for the ducks. There was someone's purse that had been taken, and all that was inside of it, all the contents had been gone through. Like somebody stole someone's purse. And he just says to me, you know, my wife is a probation officer. And, you know, the police aren't around because they don't get paid enough. They don't get paid to go down here and deal with this. And he talked about his wife, and he said, it's the drugs. And this is something I already know, but it was kind of nice to hear from this man. And some of these drugs, we are weak to these drugs because we're human, and it affects us. And I know that we take drugs and we drink because we hope that we're going to feel better. And the feeling better is temporary, you guys. It's not going to last. until you use your strength to get off and come to terms and, grips with your reality. But this is the problem that we've created, see. And in my town, it's charming in the fall, but they're asking way too much for housing here, just like everywhere. Houses around me now that were last year 300,000 are now 600,000, 700,000 for nothing. 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. At least put in another bathroom to justify that 700,000. People that charge large rent. And the answer you get is, well, because we can. That kills me. So we've set ourselves up for this downfall. Yes, we have. You can stand on your little hill and say, I've got the money. I'm going to keep building rocks and charging $1 million, and people will keep moving in. And see what happens. What will happen is it will drive these people out. But I'm wondering myself just how bad it's going to get before that happens, because there's no easy answer for the shopping carts under the bridge. Even the pathway down to the creek there was a no trespassing sign the city had put up. And Eddie and I walked by last week, and someone had put a Yoda picture over it. And excuse me, the trees around it, they hung their underwear, they hung jackets, their shoes. It's a way to say, to my city. So I see both sides. I don't blame them, but let me tell you something. How well are we doing with all the wars and all the fighting? Is anyone sitting around gleaning with a big crown on their head and saying, I won? Is this really what it's all about? I'm bigger, better, badder, smarter. I got more money than you. Why? That doesn't serve any of us when we all know this world is big enough for everybody. We are doing this to ourselves, you guys. So I say, if in your heart, open your heart, pray. Pray to the divine to open your heart. Because closing off your heart is only going to create more shopping carts, more drugs, more unhappiness. Open up your heart. What did I say a few days ago? We're so busy building walls. We need to build bridges. We need to set wider tables. We need to open the doors, and we need to open the lines of communication, and we need to listen to each other. And judging is not listening. And from what I know, you can believe me or not, Jesus says our biggest sin is judgment. Of all the sinful things we're doing, these hateful things we're doing to children and animals and people, the abuse, the sex trafficking, the drug trafficking, the animal abuse that YouTube is allowing, that Facebook is allowing to be seen for money. For money. It's running rampant because we're allowing it. But the judgment we're speaking, instead of opening our hearts and saying, we are connected. You are my brother. You are my sister. And as I've told you, forgiveness does not mean allowing hurt back in. It says, I love myself enough to forgive you. I feel better when I forgive you. But I'm moving on with my life and sending you away with love. And I'm not about to forget what you put me through, what's gone on, and what is going on. But Jesus came here to help us walk the better path. That's why Jesus came. You know, if you want to say, to save us from our sins. Jesus was just a person like you and me who had a big heart. And he befriended the prostitutes because he knew they had to feed their children. They had children. So there again, you can sit back on your ass and say, oh, those women, shame on them. They're despicable. They're disgusting. Or you can say, may God bless them. May God give them the strength they need to do what they're having to do and eventually work their way out of that situation. Compassion. We're going to go further with compassion and love and understanding than we are. Bickering and hatred and judgment. Holding tight to what we are deeming to be better than. That's not going to get us anywhere except for what's happening. More war, more shopping carts under the bridge, and more drugs. People are taking drugs because they're unhappy. They're trying to forget. And let me tell you one more thing that I know. What happens, my neighbor dog, what happens when you commit the S word, when you take your own life? You're going to come back. And don't think for a minute, this is going to take you out for now. You're going to go to the other side where the divine is, and you're going to spend time healing. And then you're going to come right back, reincarnation, because there is such a thing, and you're going to have to do that life all over again. And you're going to keep doing it until you get it right, until you get it done. I'm here to tell you guys, love and happiness and peace and joy are a lot stronger than these darker things. And please let your dog in. Please let him in. He doesn't want to be outside. It's because I think they know I'm making a video. Oh well, we learned something. There's a dove on my table right now. I love it. If I turn it and I turn the camera and let you see, I'll mess up my angle because video is impromptu. So anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to be here speaking my truth and what is in my heart because this is what I have, just like the weeds, was bound to come out. Nothing can stop your growth. Nothing can stop who you are, your improved self, your higher self. Nothing will stop it. Keep spreading your joy. Keep speaking your truth because you're teaching people things. You're showing people that there is a better life. There is something better because I would much rather feel good than sit in my misery and be alone in my misery. So, oh, there's a big butterfly that just flew right over. Thank you. Just listen. Just listen. Thank your ancestors who came before you. You guys are like me, who have learned, who have seen the light, are clearing their karmic path. Those who came before you, because you learned. You're making it right in the book of life. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm coming on 20 minutes. I wish you a beautiful day and a wonderful rest of your weekend if you have tomorrow off. Celebrate your life. Celebrate the fact that God made you. And your world is beautiful because you make it that way. I'll talk to you guys again soon.